for joining this webinar conducted by Prakriya. I have been myself is Dr. K.R. Madhav. I'm senior consultant medical oncologist practicing in Prakriya. I have been joined by my colleague Dr. Karthik Prasad, who is a surgical oncologist. You all know how this coronavirus pandemic, which started in Wuhan sometime in December, has progressed all over the world and has set in panic and has created lots of problems worldwide. Obviously, all the governments, including Indian government, has put restriction, constraintment, which has affected the healthcare all over the world. Now, obviously, some of the cancers, cancer is one of the department, as well as some of the other fields like cardiology, maternity care. Some of these won't stop and wait for pandemic to be over. We all know this pandemic is not going to go off suddenly. This virus is going to stay for months or maybe perhaps a year or two. So it is important to ensure that all other patients, not just so you remember about the infection, there are other patients, other problems with the health worldwide, and you have to give focus to that also, but taking into account how this viral infection has got impacted other care. So I want to talk today about how this pandemic has impacted cancer care and also focusing on how best we manage the cancer care during this pandemic. So I'm going to focus mainly on systemic therapy, and my colleague Karthik is going to focus on how aspects on surgical management. Okay, let me start.
Thank you, sir. That was about the introduction and about the holistic approach towards the cancer patients. So myself, Dr. Karthik Prasad, surgical oncologist. So I'll be dealing more into the surgical aspects and the oncologist perspective.
I have a question for you. Now, you said oncological emergency. You come across with the local advanced colon cancer coming with the impending obstruction or perforation. Some of the COVID patients, carriers are asymptomatic. So, if suppose this patient needs surgery in Prakriya, how do you manage this patient?
So, as per the priorities, this falls into a high priority case. So it's an oncological emergency also, and these things has to be dealt with an emergency as an emergency surgery. Suppose these patients come from a geographical background where they have a risk of COVID infection or suspected COVID suspects when an incubation period. So probably you have to go ahead with the surgery with taking into consideration as patient as being a COVID positive, and use all the necessary precautionary measures, mainly the personal protective equipments, and also inform the anesthetist team regarding the same, that patient is probably a COVID positive or a COVID suspect, and to manage accordingly as a COVID positive case.
So, you would test for COVID 2 consecutive, how many?
Probably there may not be a time for me to test the patient for COVID positive, since he has come with an intestinal obstruction. So probably I would go ahead with the surgery, taking all the necessary precautions. So during the post-op period, if I still feel this patient falls into the ICMR criteria, having any suspect from the geographical background or history of fever or history of contact, then probably I would go in for a COVID test.
Okay, thank you. Now, one of the things we come across is symptomatic, at home patient. For example, we've got patient coughing a lot, but the doctor has done X-ray there showing large mass. It looks like lung cancer, but obviously you need to do a biopsy. But patient has also symptoms of cough and breathing problem. He may not be able to undergo sort of biopsy, or he may not have facility. And is there anything you can do to confirm the diagnosis non-invasively?
Non-invasively, suppose patient, see here, because in India, so there can be a chances of cancer with infection. So it may be tuberculosis, and now because of the pandemic with COVID crisis, it can have a co-infection with the cancer also. And since the cancer itself is an immunosuppressive state, they can always contract infection at any point of time. So probably in these patients where the biopsy is not possible, the other option is looking at the radiological features and taking into consideration the other history, so loss of weight, he has a typical symptoms of the cancer, or there may be a cancer with tuberculosis, all those things. So probably a liquid biopsy is the other option we can think of.
Yes, obviously now Prakriya Hospital does have the facility for all the liquid biopsy, genetic testing. I mean, obviously this is what we would do non-invasively in certain patients highly suspicious of cancer, but it cannot be done. We can do that testing Prakriya. Any questions or anything coming there? Okay. Yeah, you want to ask anything?
Yeah. See, other thing is, since the patient, there are so many patients who are waiting for the treatment and all those things. So now, since if the hospital or doctor takes a back step, so we shall wait or let this COVID crisis go away. So what is your thoughts on patient ending up in an alternative form of therapy? Again, bringing back them to confidence, and whether, again, there is always a high chance that patient was curable initially would have turned into an incurable stage.
Yes, I mean, this threat of complementary treatment, Ayurvedic and other things, our patients always have the tendency, many patients go disappear either because of worry about the treatment, on particularly with the current scenario, they are more worry about carrying COVID, the immunosuppression, getting the infection, they obviously go away. Yes, that problem is always there, and particularly the corona infection time, it probably gets worse. When they come back, they eventually will come back because many of these complementary treatment don't work. And during this situation, again, you have to go through with them all of this, reassure them if these patients have got risk assessment, if they are going to benefit. For example, some of the patients lymphoma, they respond very well to chemotherapy, And if you can manage the immunosuppression by way of colony-stimulating factors or dose adjustment, taking all the precautions, we would recommend chemotherapy in this kind of patients, because we always assess risk is less than the benefit. Benefit is much more than the risk. You take into concern, tell this patient this is definitely beneficial, reassure them and start treatment. Obviously, we have to ensure, as I said before, take all the corona precautions, avoid unnecessary infection, teleconsultation, manage most of the symptoms at home. We can take care of these patients. Also, I just want to tell in Prakriya, all these last 2 months, we have been continuing to treat patients with chemotherapy and other systemic treatment based on their risks and benefit as an individual basis. We have treated quite a few patients on immunotherapy, for example, pembrolizumab, targeted therapy, for example, cetuximab in colon cancer, or trastuzumab in breast cancer. For our experience so far, we have not had any complications in any of these patients. That because we tend to restrict the patient visit to the hospital. They come only for the treatment in a separate room, treat them, and then they'll go back, and our nursing chemotherapy nurse specialist will regularly be in contact with them to find out how they are doing, and based on that, so doing that way, we have been able to treat all our cancer patients on systemic treatment so far without any complications. So thank you all for tuning in for this webinar, and we are looking forward for your help in terms of referring the patients, and we are happy to help you over the telephone as well. The teleconsultation is not just patient for the patients, even for the referring doctors. We are quite happy to advise over the phone and help referring doctors in management of these cancer patients during this COVID time. Thank you very much.